For over a week, we have been showing you the physical devastation Hurricane Harvey left behind in southeast Texas. The images really have been incredible. I mean, look at that. The people suffering, the pets rescued, the homes that are gone. But today we want to talk to you about the emotional blow it's dealt to our neighbors in southeast Texas. You know, for a lot of you at home, we're talking about members of your very own family or your friends. So today we want to offer you ways to offer some true emotional support and recognize when feelings of helplessness or anxiety become unhealthy. And joining us now is Dr. Jessica George. She's a trauma psychologist at Parkland Hospital's Reese Jones Trauma Center. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. And you know, the reality of a total loss, it's really starting to set in for a lot of people. And you know, the pain and sadness can really manifest during this time. And I wonder, you know, when you're speaking with loved ones, say over the phone or in person or even on FaceTime, what are some of the things you should look for to see if they're having trouble?
Okay. Immediately after something this devastating, people are going to all have some kind of reaction, and most of it's going to be natural and normal, even though it seems uncomfortable and painful. So a lot of people are going to be experiencing shock and numbness. They may be experiencing extreme sadness, anxiety. They may be reliving what they've been through over and over. And for the first days to weeks, that's all going to be normal, natural, and understandable reactions to the extraordinary circumstances. So family and friends, the best thing they can do at this point is be a good listener and provide support. Try to give people a safe space to talk about their emotions. We don't consider things to be a diagnosis like depression or PTSD until it's been a month or two and people have returned to their routine. And
you bring up a very interesting point, and I think it's important to share with people that indeed the emotions that we go through after a crisis or during a crisis are normal.
Correct.
And so be prepared for that. I wonder, are there any specific questions that we should ask our loved ones, or are there any words that we should be sharing with them to encourage them during this time?
Really, at this point, it's not about saying the right thing. It's more about being that presence that someone can talk to and feel comfortable sharing these painful emotions with. There are some things that are less helpful, things like cliches about being strong, getting over it, you know, it'll be okay. Those are kinds of things that are less helpful because it might stop someone from wanting to share their more painful experiences with you.
Okay, and how do you recognize then when someone is feeling more than just regular sadness?
Okay.
I mean, is it a fine line?
It's usually about the time frame. So for the first weeks to months, as people are trying to get back into a routine, all these things are going to be understandable. But if these things last longer than that, if they start to interfere in someone's relationships or they're not taking good care of themselves, those are going to be signs that someone might benefit from talking to a mental health professional.
And Dr. George, I know it's also tough for people who've been removed from disaster zones or scenes of devastation. It's difficult for them to see those pictures and those images. How do you gauge someone's health in that regard?
Usually, if it's causing someone a lot of anxiety to watch these pictures and see the images, unfortunately for you, we ask them to limit their media exposure and kind of take a break from it and do something else distracting that may give them some relief from seeing all these things that are continuing to cause them anxiety.
Indeed. And anything for parents? I know that there are parents who are in shelters and they have kids with them in the midst of all of this. That to me seems like that could have a real impact on their health.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are worried about that. And kids are going to have different reactions based on their age, their developmental level, and who they are as an individual. And the best thing parents and adults can do is be honest and direct. Kids are looking for a way to feel safe, so giving a lot of reassurance, trying to give them any kind of routine you can, and if they're in school, letting their teachers know what they're going through.
Well, Dr. George, thank you very much for your insight.
Oh, thank you.
Hopefully that's helpful to our viewers at home and throughout North Texas tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.